What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Red, your boy Rufus, and I'm the host of the RH3 Show. Welcome to another great day, another great time here on the RH3 Show. I'm here to give you all my commentary, my visual commentary, my review on Wendy Williams' biopic, as well as a documentary. And y'all might have heard. Me give my commentary on it on the radio or on my podcast platforms. But if you haven't, you can check it out. It's about the same, but I told my folks on radio that they are going to get it, get me on video sometimes, and so here I am. And so let's get started. Um, as I said on the radio, that uh, first I'm gonna give the good. It was a really good movie. It was a really good. Let's start out with the movie part. It was a really good movie. Um, Lifetime did a really good job. Really good job with the casting. Really good job with casting Wendy and Kevin. And popular like they say, um 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 according to popular belief, um the casting of Charlemagne I thought was pretty good. How he acted was pretty good. You know, the casting of Miss Shirley was pretty good. The casting of Mr. Tom was pretty good. Everybody, I think the casting was good. I think Wanda was a bit older, being that I believe Wanda is about 3 to 4 years older than Wendy. Her character was a little bit older than what in the movie. They could have aged her down a bit, maybe about a year or two. But it was good. I mean, they did well. They did well. And so, and they could have thinned her mom out. But overall looks were great. Costuming, great. Wigs, great. They did the thing. Chris, I think his name Chris G's. He played um he played Morel, and he also was the key hairstylist. He did a phenomenal job. Everybody with the styling and the costume design did a great job. I loved it. Telling the story of Wendy, great job. Honestly, as a veteran fan of who knew Wendy, read her book, been there since maybe the second year of her being at BLS. It was stuff that I already knew. It was stuff that I already knew. There were maybe about, give or take, 2 or 3 things that I didn't know. What are those things, Red? I'll give that in a minute. 2 or 3 things that I didn't know. Well, I knew, but I didn't know. I knew, but I didn't know it was that bad. And I knew, but I didn't know, whatever. What were those things? Okay, I'll tell you. I knew she was on drugs, but the way the movie shown that she was on it terrible. To me, the way they shown it, that she was, she was on it. That's what I even said on my, Facebook post, on my personal page. She was on it bad. She was on it. She did it, but it showed her bouncing back. But she did the spoon. She did the up her nose, everything. And what the movie shown actually was what we've been told by Wendy. Wendy told her story. It was just in visible form. What we know, or what that movie showed, was what we knew from the book. Well, this one, the other book. Yeah, I showed the book the other day. How about it finally tore? So I got to tape it up. But what the book, what the experience book, well, this, I'll talk about this in a minute, the experience part. But what the Wendy's Got the Heat, told about her life, and even the experience, everything. And I'll tell, it's part of that I have to mention that I really didn't like. But everything that she mentioned and talked about in the radio was in the movie. But one thing, okay, let's that's the good part of it. That what the movie showed, it wasn't no secret. She didn't hide. It was just, she told her story. Okay, the cons of it. That was a pro. The cons of it, that movie was too short. It was too short. It was crammed. It was crammed. Her whole 30 plus year career was crammed into 2 hours. That movie could have done a full 3 to 4 hours. It could have done a full 3 to 4 hours. Could have done a full 3 to 4 hours. We could have saw her, her speak on her first marriage. I know his name. I'm not even going to mention his name. We could have talked about him. I don't know if he's still in Charlotte or not, but we could have talked. They could have mentioned him. Well, he at one point he was in Charlotte. Let me say that much. But they could have talked about him. They could have, and I know, of course, don't get me wrong. I know that she had time stamps, time limits or whatever. And I know that some of the stuff, even with the 2 hours that she was given, I know that, she had limits. Lifetime gave her a time limit. Lifetime, of what she could have told or what she couldn't have told or what she wanted to tell that she couldn't have, couldn't tell. I know some of the stuff that I may mention, she probably mentioned, and she probably told them, they probably told her no. Or they probably told her and she probably told them no. But, you know, um, uh, let's back up some. What you didn't know, Red? I knew she was dating Eric B. I knew she used to date Eric B. But I didn't know that, well, I don't remember her. Well, let me say that. Well, of course, I think that was hidden. Um, she told, it was a surprise that she was pregnant by him and then she had an abortion. Wow. That was a shocker. What else that I didn't know? I think that was the only thing that I remember that I didn't know about Wendy. I knew she had body issues because she talked about it. I wish she would have, even around the time that she had her miscarriages, I would have, wish she would have at least thrown at least a little good 2 to 3 minutes. Her interaction with her family, maybe her sister, or her mom, and them encouraging her, pushing her, whatever. And like shout out to and credit to Bimbo Winehouse. I remember he used to call the experience and talk to Wendy on air. But like he said in his commentary, was it on YouTube, Instagram? But anyway, he said that he brought to the light that I remember Wendy used to say it all the time on radio. That her mom, whenever she was pregnant or when she had little Kevin, Wendy would break down and say, and get upset and get angry, not really angry, but be depressed if she couldn't breastfeed, and her mom would say, "Time, let's go and get the carnation." Yeah, and so that there, we wish we could have saw that. Her mom and dad helping her with little Kevin, but whenever I tell you this, it was like it was a good movie. They played it out very well. What Wendy told us throughout the years, they played that out very well. I was like, okay, I remember Wendy talking about this, after she having little Kevin, her going into the other room, hearing Kevin on the phone talking to the other girl. And I remember all of that. Wendy having the studio in her bed. I remember all of that. And her talking about it. And so that was good. One thing that I did not like, and also her going downstairs and seeing the total girls ready to fight her. I wish they would have shown, Angie coming out. Her getting into it with Angie, picking up the broom, trying to fight Angie. Her interaction with some of her former producers or talent bookers like Nicole. They had afterwards. They had a shall I say, a very heated dispute afterwards. Her, Kevin, and Wendy. See the aftermath of that and see how that played out. They said Kevin was hitting on her. Allegedly. What else? More interviews would have been played out. I wish it would have been. But it was good that how they, fast forward that. I was disappointed how in the promo that they showed what they showed Sierra asking Whitney, Whitney, is there drug use in the present time? I thought that was going to be played out in the movie, but it wasn't. That was disappointing. And, that was it. But what I will say is the movie part made Kevin look like he was a saint, somewhat. Well, saint-wise meaning, his verbal abusive, his verbal part of the, relationship. The cheating-wise, it was still, very Kevin, Lite, like, Kelvin, excuse me. But the other part of it, it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. It was okay. But it could have been, his part could have been a really, tougher than, what it was. The movie part was light or whatever. It was rushed. I'm glad, her talk show moments. I wish they would have played out the Omarosa thing. They did well with the Statue of Liberty part. And I'm so glad that, I'm going ahead of myself. Let's get to the documentary part. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm glad Wendy cleared this up. That most of the time that, during the documentary part was filmed back in 2019, because watching that documentary was very, very depressing. Honestly, it was. But, but it made it seem like, she got on and she made it, say, like, you know what? If this be the last thing I do, and after I do this, if I croak, I'm going to make Kevin and Sharina look bad. But the documentary part, this is my opinion, whatever, made it seem like, Kevin won. It made it seem like Kevin was, Kevin had got to Wendy so bad that, it broke her. That's what it did. And so, I'm glad Wendy is on the up and up, and now it's not the case. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I love Wendy. Like I told Tommy, in an email, like I told him on his page, I love their family. Wendy, I've been a rider for Wendy 18, 19 years, and I'm still ride for Wendy, whatever. And so, she's a boss queen, and yeah. Whenever I'm feeling down or whenever I need a push or an encouragement, I listen to old Wendy. I watch old Wendy, the Wendy Williams show clips. I got my own personal, the Wendy Williams experience clips. I listen to those. As a radio host, whenever I need to a boost or some motivation or tips on, being a better radio show host, I listen to those. And so Wendy is my muse. But I do it all from a Christian male perspective. I love Wendy. I love her. And I just thank God for her. And I go to bat and I will go to war for her. But throughout the whole movie, I was, me and the movie was stuck like glue. And I enjoyed watching it. I really did. I really did. And so that's it, you all. That is my commentary for my visual commentary for the review for the Wendy Williams movie and documentary. Oh, what a mess. All right. I love you all for real, and I'll see you all next time right here on the RH3 Show. Y'all, I'm going to upload this real raw and straight to the point. All right. I love you all for real. Peace.